Have you ever felt different? Like the world is moving around you, following its own rhythm, but you're somehow tuned into a different beat? If so, you might be one of the rare souls with a unique purpose, what some would call a chosen one. Now, let me tell you what that really means. It's not about feeling better or more important than anyone else. No. In fact, it can feel incredibly isolating. But it's more like this subtle pull, this quiet whisper that's always there, reminding you that you're here for a reason. A purpose that goes beyond the everyday routines, beyond what most people even realize exists. See, many live life on autopilot, moving from one day to the next without truly questioning what lies beyond the surface. But you've always sensed something more, haven't you? It's as if life has been showing you signs, putting certain people and situations in your path, like pieces of a puzzle, all pointing to something bigger. Coincidences that feel, well, too deliberate to ignore. Ever wonder why certain moments feel so intense, like they're laced with meaning? That's because they are. Those moments are the universe, the world around you, trying to communicate with you. Being chosen isn't just a title, it's a journey. A journey of waking up to that voice, that presence that's been guiding you all along. It's subtle, almost like a knowing, one that doesn't come with flashy announcements or fanfare, but it feels real, and it feels powerful. So, if you felt these whispers, if you've experienced this quiet but undeniable call, consider the possibility that you too might be a chosen one. And if that idea stirs something inside you, if it awakens a part of you that's been waiting, then you're already beginning to see. If you're feeling that pull, that deeper call within yourself, then this is just the beginning. Here we dive into the mysteries of purpose, awakening, and what it truly means to step into your light. So, if this resonates with you, don't miss out on what's next. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. It's your way of joining a community of seekers, of chosen ones who are ready to unlock their true potential. Let's go on this journey together. Alright, now let's dive into something that goes hand in hand with being chosen: authenticity. This isn't just about honesty, it's about living as your truest self, in a way that refuses to conform to anything less than real. Think about it. In a world that constantly pressures us to fit in, to play a role, to wear masks, being truly yourself feels almost like an act of rebellion, doesn't it? You might have noticed it early on, a kind of resistance to following the crowd, an inability to pretend or to go along with things that don't feel right to you. For the chosen, this goes even deeper. It's like an instinct that rejects falseness in all forms, whether it's in yourself or others. And let me tell you, this quality isn't easy to carry. Because the world around you often doesn't want you to be genuine, it wants you to fit in, to keep things comfortable. And yet, the chosen ones have this deep, almost unshakable drive to stand in their truth, even if it makes others uncomfortable, even if it means standing alone. You see through people who put up fronts. You feel when something is off, when someone isn't being real with you. It's like a radar that's always on. But this gift of authenticity, it's powerful. It's what allows you to truly connect with others, to see them as they are, and to invite them to drop their masks around you. People are drawn to that rawness, even if it intimidates them at first, because true authenticity is rare and refreshing. If you feel this inner calling, this need to stay true to yourself no matter what, know that it's not just a quirk. It's part of your path, part of what makes you chosen. And it's not always easy, but staying authentic is a light in the dark, a guiding star that will keep you grounded in your purpose. Now let's go even deeper. Because if you're walking this path, then you probably feel it too, that relentless, almost haunting desire for something more. It's like an ache within you, this sense that there's a grander, more meaningful reality beyond the everyday noise. You see, for most people, life is a series of tasks, a predictable loop of routines and responsibilities. They find comfort in the familiar and stay within the boundaries they know. But for the chosen, that's never enough. There's always been this sense, hasn't there? That there's something profound just beyond the horizon. Something calling to you, whispering in quiet moments, making you question everything, even if you can't quite put it into words. This longing, this hunger, it's what sets you apart. Because it makes you unsatisfied with the shallow and the trivial. It drives you to search, to reach for truths others ignore or dismiss. You've likely spent countless nights wondering about the purpose of it all, about why you're here, about what it means to be alive. And while others might settle for easy answers, you can't. It's as if a part of you knows, deep down, that your existence has a purpose that extends far beyond the day-to-day. This need to connect with something greater, something transcendent, it's like a fire in your soul. And yes, it can be isolating. Sometimes it feels like nobody else understands. You find yourself seeking, digging into philosophy, spirituality, history, looking for signs, for clues that might point you in the right direction. And in a world where the majority find comfort in certainty, you live with an open-ended question that may never fully be answered. But here's the beautiful, often painful truth. That question, that feeling of there must be more, is what drives you toward your purpose. It's what keeps you seeking, keeps you growing, keeps you reaching for truths others may never see. And it's precisely because of this ache, this drive, that you're one of the chosen. This hunger for the profound, this sense that there is more, it's your inner compass. And it will lead you to places, to depths, that others may never even imagine. Now, let's talk about something that often goes hand in hand with this search for meaning. The challenges, the hardships, the obstacles that seem to come out of nowhere. If you're one of the chosen, you've likely faced more than your share of them. But let me ask you, have you ever noticed how these challenges aren't just random? They're personal, as if life itself is testing you, pushing you, shaping you into something stronger, wiser, deeper. It's almost as if the universe knows exactly where to apply pressure, exactly where to push your limits, just enough to break down everything you thought you knew, and then rebuild you into something greater. Think about it. These trials you face aren't meant to defeat you. No, they're there to forge you, to turn you into someone who understands resilience in a way others never will. Because each hardship you've endured, each moment where you felt like giving up, was actually a lesson in disguise, a step toward building the strength and wisdom needed to fulfill your purpose. And it's not just about strength, is it? These challenges reveal to you the depth of your own spirit. They force you to confront parts of yourself you didn't even know existed. They show you your fears, your vulnerabilities, and ultimately, your power. Each struggle strips away a layer of illusion, a layer of falsehood, leaving you closer to your core, to the essence of who you are. For the chosen, these hardships aren't just painful, they're transformative. They teach you to see beyond appearances, to find purpose in the pain, to embrace the darkness as much as the light. And in a world that often tries to avoid discomfort, you're learning to walk through it, to find strength within it. These experiences, these battles, they're molding you, sharpening you. They're preparing you for something more. Because every scar, every lesson, every time you've been brought to your knees, it's all shaping you into the person you were meant to become. So, when life feels overwhelming, remember, you are being prepared, equipped, strengthened for the path that only you can walk. Now, here's something unique about being chosen. You're not just here to walk your own path, you're here to open the way for others. You carry within you this rare ability to guide, to lead, even if you don't realize it yet. And this isn't about authority or control, it's about inspiration, about lighting the path so that others can find their own way. Think back to your experiences, your hardships, your search for meaning. All of it has given you insights, a wisdom that others can feel. And even if you haven't noticed, people have likely turned to you for guidance, for advice, or just to be heard. It's as if, instinctively, they sense that you've been through something, that you've walked a path they're just beginning to see. And that's because you're not just here for yourself. When you shine your light, when you share your journey, the highs, the lows, the revelations, you're paving the way for others. You're showing them that they're not alone, that the challenges they're facing are part of a larger picture. You become a beacon, not by having all the answers, but by showing others that the journey itself is meaningful, that each step, each struggle is worth it. But here's the thing, guiding others isn't always easy. Sometimes, it means facing rejection, misunderstanding, or even resentment. People may resist the light you bring because it reveals parts of themselves they're not ready to face. They might see in you what they fear in themselves, and that can be confronting. But remember, your role isn't to convince or to force, simply to be. To walk your path openly and authentically, allowing others to see that there is a way forward, even when it's hard. So, embrace this part of your journey. Trust that your experiences, your struggles, are not just for you. They're lessons, insights, gifts that you can offer to others who are searching, who are struggling to find their own way. And in doing so, you fulfill a calling that goes beyond yourself. You become a bridge, a guide, helping others awaken to their own purpose, simply by living yours. Now, let's talk about something that may feel like an unquenchable fire within you, the search for truth. If you're truly chosen, this quest for truth isn't a passing interest, it's a driving force, a core part of who you are. You see, for most, it's easy to accept the world as it appears. They find comfort in easy explanations and what's familiar and understood. But for you, that's never enough, is it? There's this unrelenting curiosity, a need to understand what lies beneath the surface. It's as if every layer you peel back reveals another, and you're compelled to keep searching, to keep uncovering until you reach the essence, the unfiltered reality of things. This isn't just a thirst for knowledge, it's a search for something more sacred, a truth that resonates deeply within your soul. It's why you question the narratives around you, why you challenge conventional beliefs, why you can't simply accept things at face value. You want to understand the mysteries of existence, the hidden laws that govern life, the purpose behind each experience. And yes, this search can be isolating. Because while others might dismiss your questions or even view them as a threat to their own comfort, you know deep down that this journey is necessary. You feel it in your core. You're seeking answers that go beyond what's commonly accepted, answers that speak to the spirit, to the essence of what it means to be alive. But here's the beauty of it. Your search for truth doesn't just illuminate your own path, it lights the way for others as well. In your pursuit of understanding, you inspire those around you to question, to look deeper, to seek their own truths. Because truth isn't just something you find, it's something you embody. And when you carry it within you, it has a way of radiating outwards, reaching those who are ready to see beyond the illusion. So, embrace this relentless curiosity, this sacred journey for truth. It's not always an easy path, and it's often one that requires you to confront the unknown. But in that search, in those moments of discovery, you fulfill one of the most profound roles of the chosen. To be a seeker of light in a world that often fears the very answers you long to find. Now, let's explore one of the more painful aspects of being chosen, the feeling of being the black sheep. If you're walking this path, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that ever-present sense of being different, of not quite fitting in, especially within your own family or close circles. From a young age, you may have felt like you saw the world differently, that your perspective, your questions, even your interests set you apart. While others may have been content with what they were told or what was expected, you sensed something beyond the norm. You questioned things, dug deeper, refused to accept life as it was handed to you. And sometimes that can create a divide, a feeling of alienation, even in places that should feel safe. This role of the black sheep isn't just about being misunderstood. It's about embodying a perspective that challenges the comfortable patterns around you. Your presence alone can disrupt the status quo, forcing those close to you to confront their own beliefs, to see life from a perspective they may not be ready to accept. And that, my friend, can make others uneasy. They may not even realize it, but they sense that you're here to break cycles, to question inherited patterns, to introduce a new way of seeing things. And yes, this often means you may feel like an outsider, even among the people who love you most. You might find yourself at family gatherings, conversations swirling around you, realizing that the things that stir your soul, the questions that keep you up at night, are not the same things that occupy the minds of those around you. But here's the thing, this difference, this role as the black sheep, is no accident. It's part of your calling. Because as the black sheep, you're here to awaken something dormant, something forgotten. You are the reminder that there is more to life than following the same paths, the same cycles. By simply being yourself, by standing in your truth even when it's uncomfortable, you give others permission to explore their own depths, to question, to grow. So, when that loneliness creeps in, when you wonder why you seem to walk a different path, remember this. You were not made to blend in. You were made to stand out, to challenge, to ignite change. And while it may not always be easy, it's one of the most powerful roles you could play. Embrace your place as the black sheep, because often, it's the ones who stand apart that end up leading others to a new way of being. Now, let's touch on a quality that may feel like both a gift and a burden, that pure, unshakable goodness at the core of who you are. No matter how much you've been through, no matter how many times life has challenged or disappointed you, there's a kindness, a generosity that remains untouched within you. You've likely experienced this before. Even after facing betrayal, loss, or heartbreak, you can't seem to harden yourself completely. There's a part of you that continues to believe in the good, that chooses compassion over bitterness, empathy over judgment. And this isn't a weakness, it's one of your greatest strengths. In a world that often teaches people to guard their hearts, to protect themselves by building walls, you have this rare ability to keep yours open. This purity of heart is something that the chosen carry, and it's what draws others to you. People sense it even if they can't explain it. They feel safe around you, seen, understood, because you have the remarkable ability to look beyond someone's flaws and see their true essence. It's not that you're naive or blind to people's imperfections. Rather, you understand that everyone is carrying their own wounds, their own stories, and you choose to meet them with kindness anyway. But let's be real, this can also be exhausting. There are times when this openness makes you vulnerable, when people take advantage of your kindness, or when you feel drained by the weight of carrying so much empathy. Yet, no matter how much you may be tempted to close off, that light within you endures. Because deep down, you know that your heart, as open and compassionate as it is precisely what the world needs more of. And here's the truth. This goodness, this purity of heart, is what gives you the power to heal, to inspire, to transform those around you. It's not about fixing others, it's about showing them a different way to be, a reminder that love and kindness are powerful forces, even in a world that often feels cold and unforgiving. So hold on to that kindness, that light. It's a gift not just to others but to yourself. It's what keeps you connected to your purpose, what reminds you of why you're here. In a world that may try to change you, to dim your light, remember that this purity of heart is your strength, your compass. It's what makes you one of the chosen. And in those moments when it feels heavy, know that you are not alone in this journey. There are others who see, who feel, and who walk this path of kindness with you. Now, let's explore something that goes even deeper. That quiet, persistent sense that you are here for a purpose greater than yourself. It's not just a fleeting thought or a passing idea. It's a knowing, an intuition that pulses within you, whispering that there's a mission you're meant to fulfill. If you're one of the chosen, you know exactly what this feels like. It's not about fame, recognition, or personal gain. It's about something far more profound. It's a feeling that you're being guided by a force beyond your understanding, that there's a higher power, an intelligence of the universe, that has woven you into a larger tapestry, and you have a role to play in it. This calling might have shown itself in different ways. Perhaps you felt drawn to help others, to create, to heal, to teach, or to inspire. Maybe you've noticed synchronicities, those coincidences that feel far too meaningful to ignore. Moments when the universe seems to be gently nudging you forward, showing you glimpses of the path meant for you. You feel this pull in quiet moments, in dreams, or in flashes of insight, and it's impossible to shake. It's as if the universe is guiding you, telling you that your life has a purpose that you're being called to awaken to. But here's the thing, this calling isn't always clear. Sometimes, it feels like walking through fog, sensing there's something important on the other side but not quite seeing the path. And that can be both thrilling and frustrating, can't it? This sense of purpose, this mission, it doesn't come with a roadmap. It requires faith, courage, and an openness to follow where the signs lead you, even when it doesn't make sense to others. And often, being on this journey means facing doubt, not just from others but from within yourself. You may wonder if you're really meant for something greater, if these feelings are real or if they're just a dream. But in those moments, remember that this sense of purpose isn't a random thought. It's a calling that has been placed within you for a reason. So, when you feel that pull, that knowing, don't ignore it. Trust in it. Follow it. This is your soul's way of guiding you, of reminding you that you have a part to play, a mission that only you can fulfill. Embrace it. Allow yourself to lean into this purpose, to explore it, to discover what it is you're truly meant to bring into the world. And know that in answering this call, you are aligning with the very reason you were brought here, to be one of the chosen, to make a difference in ways only you can. If you're feeling that sense of purpose, that calling, you're not alone, and we're on this journey together. Subscribe now to be part of this community of seekers, of those who know there's more to life than what meets the eye. And we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share your experiences. Have you felt that pull, those synchronicities, that knowing deep within? Let's connect and grow together as we each follow our unique paths. And here we are, arriving at the final part of this journey. Embracing your role, fully stepping into this purpose as a chosen one. This is the moment when all the pieces begin to fall into place, when every experience, every challenge, every revelation aligns to form a picture of who you truly are and why you're here. Embracing this role isn't about perfection or having everything figured out. No, it's about courage. It's about accepting that your path will have twists, that it will test you, and yet, you will continue forward because you understand that you are part of something greater. This is the moment you stop resisting who you are, and instead, you begin to live with intention, embodying your purpose in everything you do. Imagine it, every step you take, every choice you make, fueled by that deeper purpose. You're no longer just going through the motions. You're living with a profound awareness that your actions, your words, your very presence can ripple out into the world, sparking change, lifting others, bringing light to those in darkness. And as you embrace this role, you'll notice something incredible happens. The doubts, the fear of standing out, the hesitations, they begin to fade. In their place, you'll feel a groundedness, a peace that comes from knowing you are exactly where you're meant to be. You'll understand that being chosen isn't about being separate from others. It's about being deeply connected, about serving a purpose that uplifts not only you but everyone you encounter. So here is where your journey turns into something beautiful, something powerful. This is where you become a source of inspiration, a beacon of authenticity, someone who brings a little more hope, a little more understanding into the world. Embracing this role doesn't mean that the challenges will disappear. They won't. but you will meet them with strength, resilience, and a sense of purpose that cannot be shaken. In the end, being chosen is about becoming more fully yourself, letting that inner light shine, and stepping into a role that was crafted for you alone. So embrace it. Walk forward with courage and faith. The world needs you to be exactly who you are, because in doing so, you'll help others discover who they are meant to be.